Hi class, welcome to Unit 3 of History of Christian Thought. This week we will be answering the question, how important is the doctrine of the Trinity to Christian experience and Christian community? Your assignments for this week will include further read of Dr. Cross, A History of Christian Thought, Chapter 1, Section I, concerning Jonathan Edwards' view of the Trinity, through Chapter 1, Section K, which will bring you up to the modern era. I want to say how important Dr. Cross' content is, as difficult as it may seem to grasp and understand, to your performance in the midterm and final exams, and I'll explain why momentarily. Your assignments this week also will include a read of Roger Olson's blog entitled, How Important is the Doctrine of the Trinity? And then you're answering this prompt. In your experience as a Christian, how much emphasis has been placed upon the doctrine of the Trinity in the churches where you've worshiped? And when it was it taught appropriately and accurately? Evaluate the effectiveness or lack thereof of the models and images used to describe the Trinity: an egg, water, a triangle, even the roles of a man. And answer, do they line up with the theology you've learned thus far in this course? Your second threaded discussion will reflect upon a quote that Dr. Cross presents at the end of Chapter 1 from Catherine Mallory Lacuna and her view of the Trinity, where she says the doctrine of the Trinity is not ultimately a teaching about God, but a teaching about God's life with us and our life with each other. It is the life of communion and indwelling. God in us, we in God, all of us in each other. And then answer this prompt. How should a proper understanding of the doctrine of the Trinity impact interpersonal relationships among individuals in the local church? And how does this compare to the more individualistic brand of Christianity that's so common in many churches today and so characteristic of Western culture? Keep in mind that you'll be working on your 15-frame teaching PowerPoint due by the end of Unit 4. And remember that you are covering one of 3 branches of theology from the patristic to the modern era, either Christology, pneumatology, or the Trinity. Pay close attention to the grading rubric just in advance of that assignment. I will be using that to grade your PowerPoint presentation. Now let's talk about preparation for the midterm exam. Now let's be honest to say, comparatively, our threaded discussions so far have been lightweight, addressing his content versus perhaps the grasp of the content itself. So in preparation for your midterm exams, your midterm and final exams, I want to encourage you to pay close attention to the outcomes expressed in each chapter, which you'll find right after the introduction and before the outline. The questions posited there will be helpful focus for readying to take the midterm exam, such as Unit 1 outcomes. Understand and discuss the role of Greek philosophical perspective in early apologetic endeavors. Understand and discuss the Greek idea of divinity. Understand and discuss the contributions of Irenaeus of Lyons, Tertullian, Clement of Alexandria, Origen of Alexandria. Understand and discuss the 2 forms of monarchianism. Understand the debate concerning Sabellianism and its resolution. Understand and trace the doctrinal debate between Arius, Alexander, Athanasius, and so forth, the outcome questions posed in chapters 2 through 4. I want to give you a gift, class, because the midterm exam and the 15-frame teaching PowerPoint are both due at the end of Unit 4, 11:59 p.m. on Monday evening that week. And because each of these is considerable work volume plus your threaded discussions for week 4, I am going to open your midterm exam 1 week early so that you can begin to work on it at pace. Your exam is essay in nature. It will have 7 questions, from which you will choose 5 of those to answer. You must offer a 500-word minimum response per each of the 5 questions you choose from among the 7. You will be addressing veins of thought of the thinkers and the theologians that you have studied in cross throughout the church age regarding doctrine. Each exam is take-home. It's an open book. It isn't timed. You simply download it. It is in Word form or doc form. You insert your responses, and then you place it back in the Dropbox by the deadline, 11:59 p.m. Monday evening, end of Unit 4. My philosophy of teaching is not so much about your testing anxiety and how well you perform under pressure. My philosophy, theology of teaching is that you should learn, and that learning should be fun. I want this to be a good experience for you. Now, each of these exams has considerable value. While I will grade them on a 100-point scale, each of your 5 questions counting 20 points each, the exam itself actually values 350 points. Both exams, midterm and final, 700 of your 1,500 total possible points for the course itself. That's almost half the weight of the course. So it's most important that you do well. I'm not concerned with formatting or footnoting in these exams. I'm concerned with what you have to say. So keep in mind, I'm going to permit you to work side by side on your 15-frame teaching PowerPoint and your midterm exam at the same time. Perhaps the other will complement the other. So I'm opening weeks 3 and 4, or units 3 and 4, this week. You can go ahead and download your midterm exam and begin working on it and have 2 weeks to complete your work as you continue to work on your teaching PowerPoint. I hope this helps. And I hope that you have a good week as you begin this stretch of journey. Learn, but have fun doing it. Goodbye.